Okay, so we are here for episode 10 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. I'm Shorty C94, your host. Just waiting for my guest, Sneaker Vibes Only. What's up, everybody? Well, hello,
Hi, hello there.
the legendary Sneaker Vibes Only.
Not at all. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay,
Yeah, so how,
perfect. Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Just not too long off work, so I'm still trying to, shake that off.
Right.
Nothing too crazy,
Same.
but yeah.
Same. Yeah, it's my Friday. So I usually like Thursday evenings because I'm off on Fridays. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
Cool, cool, cool. Hello to everybody joining. It's a lot of folks.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Well, guess we'll just, dive right in. I'm really excited about this.
Sure, me too.
Cool, cool. So sneaker vibes only. Well, tell us about you first.
Okay. So, hey everyone, my name is Janine, aka Sneaker Vibes Only. I am a mental health professional by day and sneaker lover always. So, I'm just a girl who likes sneakers and connecting with people, encouraging people, and all that. So, I'm just happy to be here.
All right, great, great. So, we got to start off with, when and what shoe started you off in this life?
Okay, so I would have to say the Adidas Superstars. That was like my first really kind of tie into sneaker culture because I went to a Christian school and we wore uniforms. So I was like, I need a shoe that's gonna go with this uniform that's cute, because I was so used to wearing the Payless dress shoes that the girls always used to have to wear. So the all white Adidas Superstars was definitely like my first pick with sneakers.
Okay.
Yes.
How about how old were you when you
So that was middle school. I think it was about fifth grade. Yeah, fifth or sixth grade. hmm Yeah.
cool. Okay. So do you consider yourself a collector?
So I do collect sneakers, but I wear the shoes that I can collect for sure. So I don't think I'm on the level as other people are, but I definitely like to collect sneakers. Yeah.
Okay,
hmm
I got you. Um, what's your favorite shoe?
It's funny you ask because my favorite shoe is the Bread 11s.
Let me get a good call.
Right. So, which leads us into your post earlier
Yeah.
about, if we had to choose, yeah. So everyone knows the Bread 11 is my favorite. That's been my favorite for a while. But you said if you had to choose, you would do away with it. So I wanted to know why.
Now, don't get me wrong. I almost,
hmm
before I had to, go to work because I was originally off today. I
Uh-huh.
pair a pair of black and red 11s just to
Right.
because I still have my pair from 2001 and I have the
Okay.
but out of those shoes, like the Concord is my favorite 11. I don't think there's any 11 even close. And,
Right.
fours are just they're some of my favorites. So I feel like out of those four, the black and red 11 is the most expendable for me. Not taking nothing away
Right.
from own two pairs of it, but
Right.
I don't know. It's just something about that brand new Concord. And I want to let everybody know I got bronchitis. I don't have COVID, but this
Right.
cough killing me.
Right. Yeah. It's
Allergy.
okay.
Yeah, but I figured I'd get a lot of people who most people said the white cement four would be the one that would get rid of. Would that be
Yeah.
yours? Well,
Yeah, that's what I said. I just responded to your story and that was my pick. Just because I love bread. So my favorite color is red and I'm always wearing black. So any bread colorway is usually classic. I do love the Concords though. That's definitely a second for my 11s. I have those as well, but I love fours. they're just not comfortable. And I don't like all white shoes. So that's why I would just choose the white cement 4 if I had to do away with it.
What's with the white shoes? What, no love for the white shoes?
Okay, so if I'm wearing an outfit that requires an all white shoe, I'll do it, but it's not my go-to because I don't want them to get dirty. So I feel like a lot of white shoes get dingy really fast, and so it's hard to keep them up or keep them clean. So it's not my go-to. I like colors anyway, so yeah, it's a time and a place for a white shoe.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what's the best shoe you've got on ice right now that you haven't worn yet?
That I haven't worn. So technically, I haven't worn my Union 4 guavas. I did take pictures in them, but I did not wear them out in public. So that would be like, yeah, my top one, definitely.
Whew.
How about you?
Oh, I'm not even used to people asking me questions. Thank you for
But
asking.
of course, I want this to be a back and forth conversation. It's not just about me.
Cool. You know what? I'm gonna go with my latest pickup. Is super super random. Well, one of them.
Mhm.
This Donovan Mitchell Adidas DON.
Oh, okay. I like the colors on those.
Yeah, the Crayola.
Oh yeah,
Early
that's
some.
dope.
They were like 29.99 or something like that. I'm like, wow, this is his current shoe, and it's already hit closeout. So had to.
Right.
But
Nice.
I haven't got to wear the structures that I've been complaining about online for.
I see you got them. Congratulations.
Yeah, so I haven't worn those. I have no idea what to do with the clot Air Max ones either. So,
Yeah.
and just a few other random things, but nothing on the level of a guava. Union.
Well,
No.
that was just the best day ever for me because that doesn't happen to me. So being able to hit on those from the Union LA site, that was big. Like I definitely need the off noir ones as well to complete the set, but I'm happy with the guavas.
So if you're gonna
Hmm.
complete that means you're gonna get the deltas, Boom 92s as well.
Wait a minute. One at a time, one at a time. Those are on the list though, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
But I also am waiting for my Clyde Air Max ones as well because they went to eBay for authentication, and so I'm waiting for them to send them to me.
oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Oh,
Hmm.
I do have to complain about one thing. So
Uh-huh.
my wife was able to win me the Raging Bull fives from sneakers.
Right.
Oh, and she got on like 10, 11 and was able to get a pair. I was on at 10 and didn't, but that's not. So, you got the shipping confirmation and everything, and it's through Laser Ship. Anybody
Okay.
had Laser Ship? Have you ever had it?
No.
Horrible. So, the shoes are coming from Memphis. I live in North Carolina.
Okay.
Won the shoes on April 10th. That's when they came out. Why am I not supposed to get them until April 27th?
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, so I'm a bit concerned. My wife ordered some leggings and
Yeah.
showed up. I mean, Nike was able to refund her, and I have to really watch what I say because technically they're my employer,
Yeah.
so I can't
Right.
add about Nike. But
Right.
you know, I'm not happy with Laser Ship. If it was UPS or FedEx, like I keep seeing people, oh, I got my Raging Bulls. I'm like, well, damn, I want mine too.
Right. I can imagine.
So, I'm in the middle of another sneaker drama, but
Yes.
you know, um,
That's like the second half of the stress. The first stress is trying to get the shoe. And then the second stress is waiting for it to come and making sure it doesn't get stolen, making sure it's not damaged or anything like that. So we're hoping you get your shoes in well condition and all that.
I appreciate.
Yes, of course. Hey, y'all, everyone who just came in. Hey. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hmm.
They're all here to see you. They ain't here to see me. Uh,
No, they're here to see you as well.
oh man. Well, look, is there anything you wouldn't unds.
Um, I don't think so. I like to wear my shoes. I definitely think that they're conversation starters. So I love being out and people are like, "What are those?" or "How did you get those?" So there's only one pair. I have these 11s. They were silver with a glitter and they came out a couple years ago. I'm waiting for those for my wedding, my future wedding. But that's the only pair I won't wear until that time. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
um. All right. So I had some unfortunate circumstances where when we moved, because we've only lived in North Carolina since August. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. So
Okay.
um, about between 8 and 10 pairs of my shoes got stolen by the movers.
Oh, wow.
Random bullshit. It was like, I ain't gonna say bullshit. They stole two of my Vapor Maxes, some
Mm.
270s, just random shit.
Right.
They left the Concords that are dead stock, but they took the pair that I wear. Now they weren't
Wow.
really for as much as I wore them, but I mean they weren't even really yellow on the bottom. But I have a pair, my dead stock pair of Concords. I'm not gonna wear them until I get another pair because you know how that bottom is, and
Right. Yes.
Concords have a short shelf life. So uh,
Yes.
I was able to replace really the only shoes that mattered. They stole my blue tuned airs, the original Air Max Plus colorway, and my boy Mike, Mr. Ice Cream Man, he's on here. What's up, Mike?
Right.
Uh, he sent me a pair, you know, because we were the same size, so it kind of worked out.
Right. That's dope. Yeah, that's horrible. Like anytime something is taken from you, but just you
Yeah,
try to trust people with your stuff and you can't. So that's really unfortunate.
yeah, yeah. So those, I have a pair of black and red fours from the last release that are dead stock, where I'm not sure if I'm going to wear because these are all double ups, but uh,
Okay.
generally I try to wear everything as well. So
Yeah.
and again, I've met a lot of people just through sneakers, and gotta have on something. I mean, so definitely
Right?
saying that.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. I find myself really thinking about what I'm going to wear when I'm meeting up with people. I'm just like, because I know we're going to take pictures or, even again, the conversation. So I'm really mindful of what I'm putting on my feet.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, sometimes, yeah, I'm petty, so I gotta be like, oh, I'm meeting up with, like, I go back to Cleveland, meet up with my friends. I gotta come with some fire. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Some
course. It's only right. Definitely.
it's already people that have started kind of, hate because it's like, man, now you wear Converse every day, like that's what it is. And I'm like, well, I still got everything else. I mean, it's just, it's
Right.
out. So I have,
Exactly.
but
Mm.
yeah, I'm sorry. Were you, you know,
No, I was thinking it's funny because I go out to the outlets a lot, or I'm from LA, so we'll go to Melrose and they have all the sneaker shops there and everything. But it's so funny to see like the hype beast or like the young people wearing sneakers, and it's like I'm like, man, I should have wore something different today. Like, not that I want to stunt on them, but I'm like, I want you to know that I got heat too. Like, not that it matters, but just for my own personal thing. So it's just kind of funny. I'm always thinking like, what shoe is comfortable enough, but it's still heat for me to walk around all day because that's important too.
I know it's gonna sound bad, but sometimes, man, my feet get sacrificed. Like, oh no, fuck,
Right.
you know, just, no,
Right.
no,
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of the heat is not as comfortable sometimes. Just, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, what would you say influences your sneaker purchasing?
That's a good question. Really, just what I like. I buy what I like. I don't always go for the hype. I definitely go to the outlets a lot to see what they have because I like stuff that I don't see people wearing all the time. And again, I love colors. So if I see a colorful sneaker and I'm like, okay, my eyes gravitate to that, then I'll probably wear it. But my dad's not really into sneakers. My mom, she's starting to get into it, which is so dope. But really just seeing what I like. That's the main thing.
Cool. All right.
Hmm.
That leads into my next question. So is there a favorite? Did I ask you that yet?
Of my sneakers,
Yeah.
yeah, the Bread 11.
That's at the Brett Levens. That was a
Yes.
forgive me. I'm sorry
No,
about
it's okay.
that. Yeah. So do you have a holy grail? Like, haven't got
It's
yeah.
so many. There's so many grills, but my number one is the Melody Asani Fearless ones. Like, I tried everything to get that shoe. It's the multicolored watch shoes.
Oh, I was say the shoe with the watches. Yeah, I want
Yes. Yes. I tried everything to get that sneaker and I couldn't. So that's definitely on the list. I also want the Midnight Navy 16s. One of my friends growing up, all my friends played basketball except me, right? So I was the artsy person and I played instruments and everything, but my friends also introduced me to sneakers because they played basketball. So one of my best friends at the time, she had the Midnight Navy 16s, and I was just like, I really want that shoe, but I couldn't justify it because I didn't play basketball. So even now, I'm just like, I want it. It's definitely on the list for sure. But those two and just a long list of other. I have so many. Yeah,
now. All right. I appreciate that about the 16s.
yeah.
I still have my old pair, but
Hmm.
I don't really wear any of my 16s anymore because all of the shrouds are broke, from age. And I'm
Yes.
cheap to. I was working at a store at the time when they came out at the end of 2016 when they retroed where I could have gotten them, but they were $250. So
Yeah.
you know, I guess where I struggle with is I don't like wearing 16s without the shroud because without the shroud they look like Jumpmans to me.
I agree. I agree. You have to have it. Like,
That's
that's what makes the shoe to me. Like,
it.
when I saw it, I was like, okay. So when I saw it without, I didn't even recognize that it was the same shoe. So, yeah.
And then with the chutney, or I'm sorry, the ginger, and with the cherry wood, I just like that upper even less than the black and red, white and blue. That even looks perfect.
Right. Yeah. Mm.
So
Yeah, I definitely agree. I wouldn't have got him either.
yeah. Okay. Well, do you have a tragic sneaker story or like a hard L that just you know besides the melodies, where it's like either I messed these sneakers up or I never was able to get them or they got stolen like my Concord.
Yeah. So, I actually was talking about this today because I got early access for the Legend Blue 11s, and I gave them to my friend, my solstice Ty, and so I actually had the highs, right? Well, I was moving and they were in my trunk, and so I don't know what it was, but this orange liquid spilled all over both pairs. And so, as much as I tried to clean it and everything,
Mm.
that do I have them? Hold on, I think I have them right here. So, okay, I got most of it off, but there's like parts where it's like black on the sides, and I just can't, what I said about white shoes. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't wear them out. And it was a shoe that I paid pre-sale for. I was like calling everybody, telling them that I really needed this shoe. And I felt like I didn't even take care of it. And again, it just made me really sad. But as far as me damaging it, that was the first and last time that'll happen. And then recently I actually was going for the mocha ones and I went to WSS, me and my mom, and we waited in line for hours. And there was a family of 10 in front of us, and they all got the sneakers. And right when we were at the door, they told us that they were sold out. So not only like I brought her a chair and everything, but I felt so bad because she waited with me. And I'm like, there's so many stories like that. But yes, those hurts. And thankfully, I ended up getting the mochas because one of the girls, but it still sits with me how this sneaker culture is right now.
Okay, I did want to touch on that. So, do you think that it'll ever go back to how it was?
I don't think so. I really don't. I feel like the people who are profiting off of it, like they're making enough, and people are so desperate to get the shoes that they're paying it. So it's like, why would it go back? And then even with COVID, like I don't know how that's going to change or when it's going to change because every state is different, but I don't know. I don't see it going back fully. Maybe like somewhat, but I just still don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corona actually it like put everything on steroids almost. Where
Yes.
would let me know that it was real and that things were different for the Flint 13s.
Yes.
That was
Agree.
because I'm just like, I mean, it's full family. They haven't been out since Black Friday of 2010.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be all over the hood. You know, the hood loves 13. So I know, urban
Right.
buy them. Old dudes like me are going to buy them. Because I'm like, man, I was in 11th grade when those was, what I mean?
Right. Right. We had to have them.
And I have every other Flint 13 going back to 98. But
Wow.
the fact that I couldn't get them, and it being a GR, I still don't have them. I mean, my 2010 pairs,
Really?
I've had chances to get them, but I still don't have them because I can't see paying more money for them.
Right.
So
Yes. Yeah, I actually hit on a raffle for those surprisingly, and was I had to drive like about an hour away to get them, but I had to have them in my collection. That was definitely one that was on my list, but I didn't expect it to be so difficult at all.
yeah, and it was like delayed because I feel like the releases that happened when everybody was like truly quarantined, you could just get them. Like those neon 95 Jordan 4s. I mean, those were a bad idea, right? But
Right.
that's a whole,
Right.
whole other combo. Um,
Right.
like those court purple 2.0s, the purple Chicago's,
Mm-hmm.
are really hard to get. I regret not getting them because I could have. The deals
Right.
were everywhere. The original Fire Red 5, the Silver Tongues, they were everywhere.
They were.
It all changed with that Flint.
I agree. Yeah, we still had time. So before the Flint 13s, like we still had time to get stuff. It wasn't as hard depending on your size, but after those, it just I paid so much for resale last year that I said I wasn't going to do that again this year.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm with you. I've only paid resale recently for the biohacks. I missed them on.
Yes.
I only missed them because that was like the day we closed on our house, and I was here, and I was switching out air conditioning vents, and I forgot about
Wow.
you know, uh,
Yeah.
and I was like so I ended up paying like 220 or 240, something like that.
Okay. That's
Way
not too bad.
Still way too much for one.
Right.
I heard ones being $80. I know that was a long
Right.
ago, but I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I don't even really have no air in it for real. But
Right. Right. This
so
is true.
I'm very, very cheap. Very.
Okay. I
Uh,
Hey, that means that you have more money, because you're saving it, right?
well, I would, say that some, I still get a little reckless, but
Right.
got to be.
Right. Yeah. And like my Ty said, a house is more important and such a blessing. That's
Yeah,
so true. Priorities, right? So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I had to pay resale for my biohacks as well. I think it hurt more because I wear a GS size. So I'm always thinking, even though I'm a woman, this is a child size shoe and I had to pay $250 for it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
my next question. I've asked this to a lot of other ladies that have been on the show.
Hmm.
What is, is that the biggest, or what's the biggest challenge you have as a female sneakerhead? Like, you know, um, I know in a lot of cases you all sizes go for more than our sizes do, especially Jordan ones. But
Yes.
you been the biggest challenge for you being a lady doing this?
So definitely that, trying to get shoes in my size for an affordable price. And I think that's another reason why I try to look outside of Jordan. So I'm like, what shoes can I get, in my size that are affordable? Because that's important to me as well. But I think another challenge is for me, a lot of people approach me as if a male is the reason that I love sneakers. And that bothers me so much. And so it's like this idea that women cannot love sneakers on their own. They had to be introduced by a male. And I know it's because men are so dominant in the sneaker culture, but that is one thing that bothers me when people approach. Like, I get a lot of DMs about that, like, oh, did your man get you those? Or, and I'm like, what man? Who? Nobody is buying anything for me. So I mean, unless it's a gift or something. But I find that a lot, which is why I love that we're being represented more, that we're doing these lives. And thank you for, having us on and giving us that platform to talk about these things. But also even the designs of the sneakers and the colorways. Like, I got into an argument with a guy the other day and I was just letting him know, like, I feel that when I walk into a store and I look at the men's section, I like their colorways more than when I look at the women's. I'm like, the women's look so sad to me. And so a lot of men don't feel that way, and that's fine. But as for me and what I like, I feel like the men have better colorways. Just my opinion.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Now, I don't feel that way about running shoes, especially Air Maxes.
Hmm.
Like, I
Okay.
don't, and I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have so many black and red Jordans and black and red LeBrons. I even have a few black and red Kobe's, but um, I don't want my Air Maxes to be black and red. I need blues and greens and pinks. And
Right. Hmm.
like, it's been certain shoes like the Daybreak, like all of the colors are for y'all. The Tailwind 79, if you couldn't get any of the OGs, all of the colorways of those, the Blazer,
Hmm.
a lot of the shoes they've really hooked y'all up more so than us, where we'll just get white and black, or white
I
and
feel that.
you know Jordan.
Right.
Since the OG colorways still garner the most attention, red, white, and black. I know that that's going to be there. We know that it's going to be a Carmine or a Cardinal
Right.
something. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
hood. I hate to bring up the hood again, but the hood love primary colors. So they're not.
Right.
It's white and red.
Hmm.
You know, so but I don't know if people are gonna hate. I don't mean
Right. Yeah.
in a derogatory way, but just working in Foot Locker, working in Hibbett, working in a lot of shoe stores. It's just what I see. So,
Right. That's what I was gonna ask you. How many shoe stores have you worked in?
okay, give me a second. Action chat. Villa,
Hey y'all. Thank you for joining us.
Villas, Three Necks, Hibbett Sports, Foot Locker, Converse. 12.
Wow.
12. So
Wow.
jobs, but most of them were assistant manager, store manager jobs. Working certain shoes have bad memories because the release was so bad. I've worked a lot of bad releases in the first come first serve era. So
Yeah.
um, kind of, to me, Yeezys killed first come first serve. 'Cause to me that was
Hmm.
foot sites and even the boutiques. They're just like, nah, we're just gonna do raffle. We're gonna do the Frenzy app, or we're gonna, you know,
Right.
way or that way. So to me, um, probably by about 2017, going into 18, first come first serve was pretty much over with for the most.
Right.
I know
Yeah.
Finish does it, but they've pretty much been the only place I haven't worked for is Finish Line. So um,
Okay.
yeah, they're really the only ones that do it. Because I know they did the Raging Bull first come first serve at a lot of places, at least down here. So
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of our stores have been getting delayed shipments. So either that or they're just backdooring them and saying it's delayed. I don't know. But it's been so hard to get a shoe inside the store.
yeah, um, I honestly, I really think the last release where I did some first come first serve because um, raffle winners didn't come was probably for that Pine Green 2.0 last year when I was
Mhm.
still with the locker. Um, and it wasn't too bad. The UNC3 was kind of bad, and that's the one that they dropped the ball on because I really should have been grade school as well.
Right.
Those purple five
Hmm.
for grade school as well, but
Right.
yeah, it's I miss the days of first come first serve. I really do. Um, well, what is your most recent cop?
So, my friend, she got the Raging Bulls for me, so I'm waiting for those. But the last one I got in hand were the Orange Pearl Dunks.
Okay.
Yeah, so another one of my sneaker sisters looked out for me on those, so I was able to get those. But yeah, I'm waiting for a few pair in the mail. So yeah.
Eight is tough, man, and the hood and me comes out because I'm like, man, I just want to get it right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Right. I'm like, I really don't want to wait. I'm thinking about like content and I'm like, man, I wish I had this shoe right now, but I'm looking at the tracking and it's still not where I need it to be. So, yeah. Hmm.
to. Yeah. Now you are a content creator.
Right.
What
Yes.
what has been your most successful? You put them on YouTube.
Oh, actually, no, I'm not on YouTube yet. I just create content on Instagram. Like
Okay.
I just started my page last year just to kind of connect with people and then people actually started following me. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but a couple of people have suggested YouTube, but I don't know. I give it to you, YouTube content creators. It's not easy, like editing and creating the videos and all of that. Like, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, the editing is the most tedious part of it, and it
Yeah.
like because I put a video up. I put it. It was the first time I ever shared it to Instagram and YouTube. I usually just put them on YouTube, but
Okay.
I compared my 2008 structure to the new one. And it's
Right.
always interesting to me to look at a shoe and look at the differences between them. But I don't know. I think that you should do it just because I don't want to make it because you're a lady, but y'all get attention. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
if I'm watching one of my videos and I have a choice of watching mine or yours, I'm gonna watch yours first. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
because you all just you have such an interesting take on things, and the thing that I noticed the most about lady sneakerheads is that you guys are really supportive of each other. Us dudes, we really don't have that. It's like, oh, fuck that nigga.
Right.
I've had people say to me, you ain't
Wow.
got all them shoes because you worked in all them shoe stores or whatever. And I'm like, well, I had a collection years before that.
Right. Right.
Because
Yes.
I had, my one dude, I'm like, I didn't work in a shoe store until 2003. I was already 23 and I already had like 200 pair back then. So
Wow. Yes.
just it's my thing. I've always been in the shoes. So, uh,
Right.
you know, dudes hate, but you all really, you know,
Yeah. I
find
will,
somebody
yeah.
joining this now. You know?
Yeah, shout out to everyone in the comments. Y'all are so amazing. Yes, my sneaker family, both women and men have been very supportive of me. And so I just appreciate the love and I try to give it back as much as I can. So I will definitely say we have our sisterhood. So we are very supportive of one another. That's important. But we have haters too. So it
Hmm.
just is what it is. It's just one of those things. So I'm definitely thinking about it, the YouTube. We'll see. I'm trying to figure out how I want to present it. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Now you're
Hmm.
from,
Say that again.
so you're from Los Angeles.
Yes, I am from LA.
Okay. So
Hmm.
I have to ask this because I'm a basketball person. I'm only wearing this shirt because I have on some Knicks Chucks, but Lakers are. If you had to
I'm
choose,
a I'm a Clippers fan. Everyone knows it. They hate me, but it's okay. I mean, I can't help it. I go with the underdog. So I
what?
know. I know. I'm a Clippers fan.
No, my one
Yeah.
friend, he had lived out there before. He was saying that there is certain parts of LA where you'll only see Clipper stuff and you won't see Laker stuff, and vice versa. Uh,
Right.
so, can you tell me where those places are? What are Clippers neighborhoods? Where? I'm
I
visiting.
don't know about neighborhoods. It's funny. I feel like the only time you'll see Clippers stuff is at a Clippers game. Like you'll see a sea of red and blue, or now what they added black in there. So, that's really the only time because, yeah, there's like this unwritten hate because San Diego and it just it's a
Go
whole thing.
get it.
Yes, I actually went to San Diego. I think I was like 21. And so I was like, I'm looking for Clipper stuff. And so the shop owner, he was so mad at me. He's like, don't come here looking for Clipper stuff. They don't live here anymore. We don't support them. So they only had Laker stuff in San Diego. And so I was like, oh, like I didn't know people felt that strongly about them leaving. So yeah, as far as LA neighborhoods, I don't know. Just
Because I mean, I know that the Clippers they were originally the Buffalo Braves, and then they became the San Diego Clippers. 84, 85.
yes.
They
Hmm.
joined the Lakers in Los Angeles. I think it's a
Yeah.
Clippers and the Lakers are building. I love the Lakers so much. I even have a Lakers tattoo. I'm probably ashy, otherwise I'd show it to y'all.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Y'all probably can't even see it, but you can see it a little bit.
I see. Wow. Okay.
Me and my dad have been following the Lakers since the '80s, since I was a kid. So it's just something
That's so,
that's
yeah.
name is underneath the tattoo. But
See, I appreciate the OG Laker fans, not the bandwagon ones, So I can appreciate that. I mean, it's y'all are better. That's just I'm not even gonna argue that, and I don't try to, but I just am not a Lakers fan. So
I
yeah.
respect it. Now I do want to say this too. Now I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hmm.
You know, I hate to say it, and everybody from Cleveland, forgive me, but it's just the truth. You all can hate me or whatever. Cleveland is like the land of bandwagoners. It's like the Cavs were good when LeBron came back. We won a championship.
Right.
Now nobody fucks with the Cavs again because they're up and coming. You know, they got young talent. Now everybody's
Yes.
a Browns fan because we actually made it to the playoffs. You know, and I still mess with Cleveland sports even though I'm in North Carolina, but the Lakers will always be my team. You know, um,
Okay.
yeah, they yeah. People used to hate me when it was Kobe versus LeBron because I'm like,
Yeah,
you know,
I can imagine.
ever the Lakers, I root for them, but I
Right.
hate the Lakers. Look at my friend there, not up and coming. They're just trash.
Right.
That's fine. That's fine. Uh, so I hate to keep asking you questions about LA because it's just always been
Oh,
a place to
it's
be.
okay.
Where is the best place in Los Angeles to get sneakers?
That's a good question.
Or should
Mm.
I say, where do you get your sneakers from if you're going in person?
Okay.
You know what
Well, if I'm going in person, I'm going to like all the malls, all the Foot Locker, Foot Action Champs, like all those stores. A lot of the boutique stores here charge so much that I'm just like, no. So I really just try to go to the same stores that everyone else goes to. But I will say Melrose is a place that everyone comes to visit. It has like so many of the sneaker boutiques and all of that. They have the Foot Locker LA and everything, Shoe Palace, all those. So I kind of just go everywhere and I'm always again at the outlet. So yeah, whatever store I'm calling to see what they have. So yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Hmm.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I don't know. I feel like I keep asking you questions. You got any questions?
That's okay. I do. So you asked me about my grill. What is your grill?
Oh, um, well, my number one grill. It's never been retroed. Probably never will be retroed. It's the Air Max 294. They just came out with the light, but they probably will never retro the regular one. Because
Hmm.
back in the day, it was the CB94, the Barkley
Right.
Trainer Max 94, the Air Max 2 Light that came out last year, and just the regular Air Max 2. And it's never been retroed. So that's my holy grail that,
Okay.
if they came out and retroed, I probably would just quit
Right.
sneakers for probably about a year and just buy as many pairs as I could.
Right.
But I have a few others. Stash Air Force One High.
Hmm.
There's a pair of Air Max 97s. They're called the Kashima Antlers for a soccer team. They're from 2006. They've got the cement print from the Jordan 3 on it and the teal sole.
Nice. Oh, wow.
So those are attainable, but since they're so old, it's not guaranteed that they'll be wearable.
Right.
So that's why I haven't really pulled the trigger on that. And the last one, I have a few. Um, it's a shoe. It's just called the Air Challenge Court STS. It's a shoe I had back in the '80s. It was
Hmm.
McEnroe. Um, they retroed it once in '03 in America, and I missed it, and I haven't been able to find a pair since. So
Wow.
those are probably. I don't really have any Jordan Grails that I haven't already got. I always want a pair of black and red ones from '85.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Very nice.
So yeah, it's just a few, but most of that is stuff that's obscure. Is probably never going to come back. Oh, I forgot one. The Air Force 2 Espo. It's the first clear shoe they ever did.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
they,
that's a throwback.
so yeah, I need those too. But being in Cleveland, like we didn't get a House of Hoops until 2013, and
Mm.
I mean a lot of the stuff just didn't come out there. So
Right.
you know,
Yeah. I can
yeah,
imagine. That's the hardest thing about having the grills that came out back then. Like you said, it's like they're probably not going to be wearable. Or if you do wear them, it's like how long before it falls apart or crumbles? Which leads me into my next question. Has there ever been a shoe that you love so much, but then it crumbled on you?
it's happened several times, unfortunately. That first pair, that Air Max 2, I had the other color. It's like white, gray, and blue. I wish I had it here. I'd show you. Um, they crumbled on me. I had a pair of original Air Max 95s from 95 that crumbled on me. They lasted
Mm,
2010, so they lasted for a while. But
right,
I've had a lot of shoes, Air Muscle Max, a lot of old shoes that have crumbled that they'll probably never retro. So it's happened quite a bit. Most of those shoes have already
right.
died. So, but there were maybe about 20 pairs that didn't make it in the move that were just old that crumbled. Like my
Wow.
those might be in here, but they may not. I got one. But my Olive Fives
Oh, wow.
and I didn't like the new pair enough to buy them again.
Right.
But this happened during the move too. So, all right, you see how this Mars 4 is here, but
Hmm.
the whole wing is gone. Like when I open
Oh, wow.
it, that happened,
Right.
and I have older fours, like my '99 fours that I didn't want to bring, but bruh, they made it. you know,
Wow.
they've been crumbling slightly, but the wings were still on them, and it
Right.
happened to my militaries as well, where
Yeah. Wow.
from the move. So my wife has heard about it. So
I bet. I can imagine.
yeah,
Yes.
happened to you?
Actually, no, not yet. Um, the oldest shoe I have, I think, is from 2000. Well, as far as a Jordan, is 2007. I have the fives, the black fives, but um, outside of that, no, thankfully they haven't yet. I do have a couple, like my 2012 pair of Bread 11s, like the toe is lifting, but I'm like I gotta fix that because that's actually my favorite. Favorite 11. Like I have the 2019 pair, but I don't like the white around it, so I just
You don't like
yeah.
white? That's the best part.
No, I like I like for it to be black. Like, see, the toe is lifting here, but yeah, the black is just more for me. Just yeah.
Yeah. Now this is my pair from 2001. These are soldiers. I've worn these in the
Wow. They
done
look good.
everything in them. Like, they still, well, it's dark, so you probably can't see, but they still even have like a faint jump man on the tongue, which is
Wow.
what it used to
That's
be.
dope. I like it.
So yeah, I love these shoes. Don't get me wrong.
Right. But if you had to choose, I get it. I get it.
And four, man, it's just like all of those other shoes. I mean, I didn't have these in '96. I have a pair from '96. They're actually in the garage. But um, the other thing with these that I kind of hold against Nike is none of the retros look like the original pair.
Agree.
The
Hmm.
bottom it was red, but it was like an orangish red that they've never been able to replicate.
Right.
The mesh on the OGs, if the light hit it, it had like a red kind of tint to it. Um, it just was never the same because I remember when these came out, I was like, God, the red on the bottom is so dark.
Right.
I actually bought these early. I ended up, we had a store in Cleveland called City Blue where they would sell the Jordans early, and I paid 200 to have these 2 months ahead.
Wow.
So, and they
Okay.
had pairs of them.
Right. Nice. Okay.
So, because I'll say I bought a pair early, I bought a pair on release day, and I bought a pair like a month after because they were on sale.
Wow.
How different I miss those days. I really do.
I know when you can double up and all that. Like I can barely get one sneaker, let alone try to get two or more to hold on to. So
Yeah.
I do have another question.
Okay.
If you could collab with any brand on a sneaker, what would it be?
I would just have Nike make me those Air Max too.
Right.
I would come out with a pack, and I would have them make the old colors. It'd be a three pack.
Hmm.
The old colors, because there's two of them, and then I'd have them make a new color just for me. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else because it's kind of like people say they would do Jordans, but at the end of the day, it's still a Jordan. It's not my shoe.
Right.
But yeah, that would probably be it. If I were famous, I would already have put that in motion because these clothing lines can bring back any shoe. I mean, Como de Garçon
Right.
bring back the carnivore. Like
Right. Right.
$50. I don't know who's gonna pay for that, but they could have just brought out the green and purple one, the old one, and you know.
This is true.
So
This is very true.
who would you collab with?
So, as much as, because I love Nike, as much as I want to say Nike, I feel like because my foot is wide, a lot of Nike shoes don't accommodate me. So, I feel like I would go with a New Balance or something like that. Like, just something different. Like, I would do, I feel like New Balances come in with a lot of different colorways for us. So yeah, I would definitely collaborate with them.
What model would you do?
So I love the 327s and the 574. So probably the 327s. Like I would do, I like how you said the three pack or the series. Like I would probably do a series with them. Yeah, something related to like mental health awareness. Like, yeah, I think we need more shoes that are conversations about the life experiences we have. So definitely, a lot of people talk about sports when it comes to sneakers, but I would love to see them talk more about mental health and just life experiences. So I would probably do something like that.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
That 327 is a very nice.
Yes.
It was based on called the 320. They're like 20 years old. I don't even know if they're still wearable, but I really like that silhouette, and
Hmm.
I really need to get a pair because they're affordable. Uh,
Yes.
me and my wife were in a Champs or something
Hmm.
last weekend, and I was talking to her about them, but my wife is kind of she has other brands, but she's always gonna be Nike first because
Right.
even working for Converse, she has a few Chucks, but her and my son, they're not with it.
Right. I feel it. I mean, I've always loved Converse as well, though. More recently I got the Joe Fresh Goods Converse, so that's like my favorite pair.
Me,
Because I feel like I could just wear it with so many things. That's why I like color, because I'm like, oh, I have so many outfits for this. So yeah.
yeah, I need to because I see them. I see them for cheap, but I see them for like a lot at the same time, and I got to pull the trigger. My wife's birthday coming
Yeah.
up. After that, I'm gonna see what I can get swing.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
Okay.
yeah, I really I've really the L's this year because I've never taken as many L's as I have this year. Um, sneakers, it's kind of made it easier for me to wear Converse because Nike, since Nike's in charge, they it's almost like if you want to collab with Nike, you have to do a Converse first because
Okay.
I mean any brand you could think of has had some sort of Chuck Taylor or Pro Star or any of that. I mean even Margiela did a Chuck some years back. So
Right.
um, of course Off White and Undercover, Neighborhood, all of those brands
Hmm.
they they've done a Converse, and that's generally what I try to focus on because everybody else that works there just wears regular Chucks, so I have to try to be different.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
one thing I did was I started breaking out old Wades and other old Converses that were like different that
Okay.
so
That's dope. I feel like it would be definitely be harder to be more creative with Converse. So I feel like anytime you can, that's dope.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
challenge because um you know since I have to wear them, it's all almost like being under contract.
Right. Yeah, that definitely sounds challenging. They would get these JFGs a whole lot, a whole lot. Because other than that, I have like the Run Star hikes, just
Oh
because I like the platform on them.
yeah,
Um, and then I think I have like a low top pair. They're like burgundy and white, but I used to have more, but I kind of got away from Converse. I think I was focusing more on Vans and stuff. That was like really big.
yeah, it's a very similar thing. I mean, before I got the opportunity with Converse, us moving down south, I had planned to wear more Chucks and Vans this summer anyway.
Hmm.
Um, just because it's the climate here. I mean, in Cleveland, you only see that stuff in the summer.
Right. Hmm.
By about October, everybody started transitioning back to either sneakers or boots. So, but I could see people kind of migrating from Chucks or Converse to Vans or back when PF Flyers were hot. So.
Right. Definitely. Yes. My Soul Sis Key, she said Vans are life. She actually introduced me to customizing Vans. So I just got a pair customized that I'm gonna do a video on. I'm like so excited about them because they're so special. But I feel like they give more options than Nike does. So yeah,
Because I mean, you can put. I mean, if it's not trademarked or anything, you can put any image on the side of a.
right? Exactly.
I've got maybe about 5 or 6 pairs in the cart. I just haven't pulled.
Nice. Okay.
They're all.
So go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna ask, like, why do you think more people don't customize sneakers? Like, they're so focused on like the hype shoes and all that, but like, why don't more people customize?
I think that people. I mean, there are different factions of people. I think that certain people just aren't creative enough to do it. Um,
Mm,
and then you've got your followers, who just have to, you know, yeah, that's cool, but I gotta have this. And then you've got people that kind of have a stigma towards customs, almost like they're not real. You know what I mean? And that's always
right.
strange
Yeah.
to me. It's like
Hmm.
real. I just flipped it.
Exactly.
Because remember in the 2000s that was popular, where like a dude would get some white Air Force Ones and airbrush them or paint them.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I don't know what happened.
Hmm.
I've always liked it. I mean, I've got one of my favorite customs I did right here. This denim Jordan 6.
Oh, nice.
I have a regular pair of these, but I found these at Plato's Closet. They were like 6,
Right.
and I was like, I think I'm gonna try to, bleach these. And it took a while, but I bleached them, and then I poured cold water on them to kind of brown them up a little bit.
Hmm.
And
Those are nice. I like the lighter color.
yeah, because the regular, when it came out regular, they just weren't. I hate to say it. I mean, I bought a pair because we had our 50 off employee event for Foot Locker, but they just weren't raw. They just weren't.
Right. Right. I kept asking what I was gonna wear with them. And I know I could have figured something out, but it wasn't one I had to have. I'm like, I already got a long list of sneakers on my to have list, but that wasn't it. But I definitely like the customization for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you did some forces too recently, didn't you?
So I didn't, but one of the girls did. I reposted hers, and it's funny because my what I remember of my first purchase for a sneaker was actually an Air Force One.
Okay.
And so because I customized them, I got rhinestones on them. We were all doing that for grad night. So it was like this big thing. So I got my white Air Forces and got my red rhinestones to customize. So yeah, that was like big back then. Airbrushing, like all of that, we were all over it.
Yeah, but I just think people aren't creative, and people some people aren't creative, and some people, yeah, I wish that would come back though, the
Hmm.
creativity and the stuff that people do, because
I definitely agree. I feel like I need to do it more myself. So before I talk about other people, I need to bring it back. But I do have a lot in my cart though, a lot saved. I just haven't pulled the trigger because I've been buying other stuff. So
yeah,
yeah.
like I really, with the Vans, like I know they've got eras and old schools, different silhouettes, but to me the
Hmm.
still the best one to customize just because of the panels. Uh,
Yes,
I,
agree.
I like old stuff. I love 70s, 80s, some 90s. Since I was a teenager in the 90s, a lot of that stuff is, I remember it. So the other stuff,
Right.
from the 80s and back, I remember it, but not like the 90s stuff. But I made a bunch of Vans with the different TV logos from Cleveland, the different stations. Just
Oh
some,
wow. Right.
put the, we have a transit system in Cleveland called the Rapid, and I took a map off of Google and put it on one of them. So that's probably the one that I'm going to get first. But
Also,
I'm
right.
so I got to represent.
Right. That's creative though. I like that because I feel like when they came out with the Simpsons line, I feel like it reminded people like, hey, like you can do all these different things with them. And so it's kind of nostalgic and I feel like being able to connect like from where you're from is the best thing on your sneaker.
Yeah, nah,
Hmm.
I appreciate your attitude towards the customization. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
so what is the shoe in your collection? Or you like, I don't even know why I have that. Why do I have this? Why is it here? But
Um, that's a good question. I don't know if I have anything now because I gave a lot of stuff away, like shoes that I wasn't wearing or, you know, it's funny because I used to wear dunks before the hype, right? So I used to go to Journeys and all the skate shops in LA and get my dunks. And I didn't even know the names of them. I just liked the colors at the time. And so I feel like I gave a lot of those away because I was like, why do I have these? Like, they just weren't hidden anymore. And now all of a sudden, it's like a big thing. So I'll say me giving away my dunks was probably that.
I'm gonna show you a dunk I have that I was just that way about. Let me turn this off.
Hmm.
So, um, where is it? I'm gonna just put this
You
right.
got a whole stock room up in there.
Ah, a little something. But like these, like this was definitely,
Yeah, right.
you know,
Yes.
but it was one of them shoes where I'm like, I don't even know what I would wear with this now because I definitely matched it with some urban clothes back in the day.
Right. Definitely.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah. They had some really weird colorways back then too. And so especially because they were for skateboarders. So I was like, why do I have these? But now everybody's on them. So it's kind of
Yeah.
funny. Hmm.
Now I know that you're not a Lakers fan. Do
You said, what was the question?
you have any Kobe's?
Oh, no. Mm-mm. So, okay. So before everyone jumps on me,
Nobody.
right?
Go
No
ahead.
hate. So the reason I don't have any Kobe's is because at the time, as a Clippers fan, I couldn't do that. Like that's not what you do. And so it's not that I didn't like them, I just refused because I was like really against the Lakers. So no Kobe's. But I'm sure you have a lot of pairs of Kobe's. So what's your favorite?
Um, I'll be right back.
Okay. Right? He got a stock room, y'all. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday.
So it's Kobe 3.
Okay.
They just skipped over it when they were doing the Pro Tros. I'm not sure why.
Mm,
They're pretty basic, but
okay.
this is from his
Those are
MVP
nice
in
though.
'08. So um, most people don't like these, and I can see why. I mean, people say they're ugly, but they're my favorite Kobe model. And I mean these. I have the Grinches, the Whatas, like
Right.
trump all of those. But
Okay.
I love those. So those are my favorite Kobe's. But
Got you.
so with
Yeah.
Clippers fan, that means you've got the Kawhi New Balance and the PG. Any of those? I've got a lot of PGs too, but still.
Okay. So I'm just gonna be honest. Like, no. A lot of those basketball shoes, they're just not for me.
They're just.
Like,
I got you.
I mean, maybe to the gym, but outside of that, like, I can't see myself wearing them. Just not me, because it's not my style. But no, I haven't supported them either. And yeah, I haven't been the best Clipper fan this season. I'm not gonna lie.
After last
Yeah.
season, I can't say I blame you. I mean,
Corona just took us all out. So I still feel some type of way about last season. So I haven't been
Okay.
No.
We know we ain't
Yeah.
got to talk about it. I'm just glad you all here. Can I call you Janine yet?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, that's to me. Growing up in the '80s and '90s, the sneakers, the basketball sneakers, were so good back then because you could wear them off court and you could, wear them on court, like
Right.
especially the Jordans, but even other, Barclays, Pennies, you could wear any of that stuff to school or whatever. And
Right. Hmm.
to me nowadays, all these shoes, I mean, I love them because I'm into basketball, but all these shoes look like for instance, this is a recent outlet find for me.
Okay.
But like this is a straight hoop shoe. Like I'm
Right.
gonna wear it
Yes.
casual whenever I get to wear them, but
Hmm.
um straight hoop like
I
those
like the
are,
colorway on those and the swoosh.
yeah, little Milwaukee Bucks action.
Okay. I see.
Uh,
Right. Somebody asked how many pair of sneakers you have.
I really don't know. And that is this is just one room. All of my running shoes are upstairs and
Wow.
all of my loose shoes are in an area that's kind of near my garage. So
Right.
it,
Okay.
it's 20 what is this 2021, so
Hmm.
24 years of collecting, so that's a lot.
Right.
That's
Yes, a whole lot.
that's how I'll be looking when I'll be like, damn, I can't believe I have all this shit. Sometimes it does happen.
Yeah.
Try not to be braggadocious about it, like nigga, I got
Not at
you know.
all.
So yeah.
No, but it's a fact though. You do. So
How
no
many pairs
bragging.
how many pairs you got?
So I have over 100. I'll just
Woo!
put it that way.
Woo! That's a lot.
Just yeah. Nothing compared to a lot of people, but yeah, my sneaker collection has gone in waves. So like at one time I was working at like a detention facility, so I had to wear a uniform. So I wasn't really buying sneakers like that. Another time I was moving, so I was like giving stuff away. But yeah, right now I'll say I have over 100. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Battery is starting to get a little some out of here. Sorry about this, y'all.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
What are you going for next?
Huh. Uh, whew, I'm not even sure. Um, Probably. Oh, the Air Max 96. It's finally retroing. The white,
Okay.
yellow. Like I have to have those. I'll pay retail for them.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
Hopefully Nike will look out.
Right.
Hopefully they'll just go. I'm hoping that they just go straight to Nike.com instead of
Hmm.
sneakers because they do that sometimes.
Okay.
But that's really it. Because even the ones this week, like they're nice, but I don't even wear turbo green, so I know I'm not gonna wear them. So it's not even really any point of getting them.
Hmm.
I'm really trying to be a little more selective. But what about you?
So I actually want the ones, but I actually wanted the university ones more, and I didn't get those. And so the reason I didn't want the Hyper Royal ones is because I feel like it's a set with the turbo greens, and I don't have those either, and I don't want to pay. I think in my size they're like 500 right now, so I don't know, but I'm still gonna go for the Hyper Royals, and after that, I'm gonna take a break for for a little bit. Like,
Hold on.
yeah. Hmm.
Hey Alexa, turn on all the lights. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
But okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely that's like the last one that I really want. Um, yeah, and then I'll take a little break. So we'll see.
There's some stuff coming out, later in the year.
Oh, Sorry. Someone said the Alailis in the comments. Yes, twin mother. Thank you for reminding me. I need those as well. The Alaili May ones. Because I mean it's a Cali shoe. I gotta have that. So
Which one
it
is it?
just
I feel old.
the so it's the Alaili May ones. They're green and blue.
Oh,
It's
those.
a zoom. Yeah.
Okay, they're like Dallas Mavericks colors. Okay, they're Comfort
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yes.
Okay,
The zoom. Yeah.
yeah, my wife was talking.
So
Yeah.
yeah, she did a collab on those. So yeah, that's definitely one that I want. It comes out I think on the 22nd or the 24th, one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some stuff coming out later in the year. Like I wouldn't mind having those sixes that are black and lime green that glow in the dark.
Okay.
I've always wanted the Lightning fours because when they came out in 2006, they were 250 because they came with a windbreaker, and
Yeah.
they were only on Nike.com. I need a new pair of cool grays because I still have the original pair from '01.
Yeah, that's a must. Hmm.
And the white and navy blue Jordan 6. I have a lot of memories of that shoe more than I actually liked that shoe, but I did a lot of
Right.
shoe. So, um,
Okay.
what fuels my purchases is usually sentimental reasons or memories, because it's all
Right.
like with music. Like I was trying to explain to my son, I'm like, because he doesn't like most '90s rap. He's like, this is trash or whatever, and I'll be like, well, some of the stuff isn't really good. Some of it is, but you'll like certain songs just because of the memories attached to them, and that's how I feel
Exactly.
about sneakers.
Right. Yes.
So
That is nothing like a song taking you back to a time and a place. And especially if it's tied to a good memory, but even if it's not, it still has that sentimental value. Like, yeah, it just instantly hits you as soon as the track, comes on. So I definitely feel the same way about sneakers. Like, yeah.
yeah, there's a few, but I'm really more interested in the regular Nike releases that aren't Jordans. Like I really
Okay.
need, the Air Maxes aren't quite as hard as they were to get when the Hirachi hype kind of transformed into Air Max 97 hype, but
Right.
not quite that bad. But like in Air Maxes, I wear a 12, so
Okay.
that specific size is kind of hard to get sometimes. But
Mm.
11 and a half is worse. So a lot of times I'll just
Yeah, it
try
is.
12. So
Yeah,
what?
it definitely is. Say that again.
I'm sorry. What size are you?
I'm a 7. So, okay. So, the good thing about my size is that I could wear a GS 7. I could wear a men's 7 to 8, depending. I could wear a women's 8.5 or 9. So, I kind of have a little wiggle room if I can't get my actual size. Everyone knows who knows me knows I will get a half size bigger and just wear thick socks if I have to. So, yeah.
I'll do that too. I'll do.
Yes.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody who just joined or has joined. Hello,
Yes.
hello. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Um, yeah, I mean my shoes range. Some of my older shoes are actually 10 and a halfs, but I'm convinced that Nike makes shoes smaller now.
I agree. I
Um,
agree completely.
so yeah, some of my older shoes could go down to 10 and a half, but if I'm buying a new Nike shoe and it's a runner, it's got to be a 12. New basketball, it's got to be a 12. Some old shoes, like if I'm buying a Jordan 6, a Jordan 5, anything like that,
Hmm.
get away with an 11 or an 11 and a half. So those are just whatever I can get,
Yeah.
in that range.
Yeah.
Converse, that's a whole nother thing. Some of my Converse are as small as a 10 because they run so big.
They do. They really do.
So
I usually have to go a whole size down depending on the shoe, but because I remember the first ones I got, they were pink and white and they were so big. They were like flopping. And I'm like, are they supposed to look like this? And no, they're not. So, yeah, I can definitely go a size down in Converse.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But I can't really think of anything else. I keep trying to like the Vapor Max Evo, but I just can't.
You know, I've seen them on other people and it's dope. But for me, it's just I don't like it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just and then all the Vapor Max, Air Max, like the 200 plus, like I don't want to pay that. So I mean, I try to wait for it to go on sale, but then they never have my size, so it's like, I just missed out on it. So yeah.
And that's crazy because like any shoe store I've ran or worked at, like for instance, when I was managing for Hibbett Sports, when the Concords came out, I had like 17 pairs of 7Ys. More.
Wow, right.
I always would get more sevens. I would get a decent amount of 6.5s and some six.
Mm-hmm.
Anything under size 6, I might get two of. But it's just crazy to hear. That you women have.
It's
Oh,
it seems like such a popular size now. Like I know at least like four people personally who have the same size as me. So even if I don't want something, I'll grab it and then see if somebody else wants it. But when I'm looking at the raffles on like all the flex apps and all that, it'll say like there's nothing within 100 miles. But if I change the size, then it'll show. So I'm just like, everyone has my size now. So it is very hard for me to get my shoes.
that 7Y 8.5 is
Yeah,
tough. Because even with me, like I would only get an abundance of sevens with Jordans. Like if it was an Air Max, I might get four, maybe five.
right. Hmm.
It was hot. It's still gonna be gone. So I get that. Um, but yeah, man, it's been such a pleasure having you on. Uh,
Thank you.
one
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, yeah. One person down here said amazing. For anyone mess with Pumas, only me. I mess with Pumas. I just bought two Nintendo collabs around Christmas. I was worried they were gonna sell out and be gone. The one is made like an NES, the other is made like a Nintendo 64. So
Yes, I saw those.
yeah, those
Yes.
are
The
great. But
Nintendo were very nostalgic for sure.
yeah,
Hmm. I um I only have Puma running shoes, like workout shoes. So I haven't really been on Puma like that, but I have seen some really dope colorways for them coming out. So I just haven't had a chance to really look into it. But my goal is to diversify my collection this year. So I am looking more into Reebok, Puma, New Balance, all those. So yeah.
so are these gonna be runners or basketball shoes?
They will probably be runners, probably. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna have to go scout like the outlets and see what they have first, and then I'll go to the stores.
Hey, I'm all about that outlet life. I mean,
Yes.
because you never know. I mean, it's been times where you go and I'm like, man, ain't shit in this motherfucker. And then there'd be times where shit just jumping into your hands.
Yes, I got my True Blue threes at an outlet. And so even though they were a half size too small, so it's funny because my old threes, they were the white and it was like a baby blue colorway. Those were a half size smaller and they fit fine. But
Hmm.
the True Blue threes that I got a couple years ago, they are so small that they are only for pictures. I cannot walk around in them at all.
Hey, I still, like I was just saying, I still be like, give them here, give them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know this is kind of ghetto and old school, but the shoe salesman in me comes out when I say, you can just take out that insole and put a thinner.
So I did, and it's still tight. Like I took out the insole on them, and it's still tight. So it's not a wear out the house shoe. Like I have, but I regretted it once I got home. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, with the outlets, have you ever been to a Nike clearance store?
Yes. So there's one about like 30 or 40 minutes away from my house. And so I've gotten a few things from there. The last couple of times I didn't really see much, but I go to all of them, whatever is available.
it's just such a different experience than going to a regular Nike factory store. It's like a
I
sale on
agree.
top. Because like
Yes.
those Giannis that I showed you, like that's his current shoe. They're still in Foot Locker for 79 or 89.99, but I got them from the clearance store for like $50. Um,
Wow.
and then they look out for us on top.
Hmm.
So that worked out. But I really enjoy closeout shopping as much as outlet shopping, and
Yes.
thrifting is still my favorite. But thrifting and closeout have kind of been a mixed bag since Corona. So
Right.
uh,
Yes.
I don't really see as much stuff, but the closeout stuff, the
Hmm.
Burlington, the TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, you know,
Yes.
it's
I have, yeah, I won't say that. I don't want to get myself in trouble, but I stay at all those stores. I haven't really gotten into thrifting, but I see so many people on social media that make videos about their thrift hauls. And it's so, I'm like, oh, okay, like things I would have never thought to get there. And so once this passes, I definitely want to take more advantage of that. But I stay at a Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, all of those for sure.
yeah. Now I will say thrifting has gotten me some of my greatest sneaker pickups. Probably my greatest, my neutral
Hmm.
from '85 were
I
from.
saw you show those on your other live. Those are dope in very good condition.
Yeah, they were $2. So I could only imagine Los Angeles
Right.
kind of stuff that it's probably gonna be a lot of Lakers stuff there. But no, nah, I gotta throw that in. There's
Right.
always a bunch of sports stuff at thrift
Yes. I'm gonna have to find the right stores because I feel like there's a lot of thrift stores, like I said, on Melrose. That's like where everyone goes, but they charge so much because it's a tourist attraction.
stores.
So I have to find the actual thrift stores that have the good prices because I've gone and I'm like, I'm not paying more than it cost when, it was at the store. So I definitely will have to look into the right stores for that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Well, before we
So
wrap,
yeah.
got anything else you want to say or any other questions?
Um, okay. If you could only wear one sneaker for the rest of your life, what would it be
Just one.
and why? Just one for the rest of your life.
My '94 Chicago ones.
Okay.
Had them since eighth grade. So if I had to get rid of all my shoes and start over, that would be the one shoe I would keep, even though it's oxidized and leather is a little scuffed. But
Right.
that. But I got to ask you, would it be the Bread 11?
Yes. It's so funny because one of my friends always asks, like, "Is that your go-to shoe?" Because I'll just wear it. Like, it's so easy to put on. I'm like, okay, and like I said, I'm always wearing black or some other red, white, whatever. So yeah, that would definitely be it's my favorite shoe. So if I had to wear it for the rest of my life, I would be okay.
And the 2012 pair, not the 2019 pair.
Exactly. Yes. Hmm. It's so funny because I wore my 2012 pair to Disneyland and we went to Disneyland Park and Disneyland or California Adventures. And so we were back and forth and I just knew like my feet would be hurting and I was actually good. I was proud of my 2012 pair, but this 2019 pair, it's a little smaller, so it fits tighter. Can't walk in it all day. Mm-mm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
my old one pair fits like a glove. Those are actually a 10 and a half because they're,
Yeah.
my new pair is a 12, and they feel like the same. Like the 2001 pair is more comfortable, it's more broken in, but
Hmm.
they're like the same, almost the same length. Like it's
That's
great,
crazy. Right.
but
Yeah.
I appreciate your love for the black and red 11.
Yeah. I gotta stick with that.
I hope that one day they retro it completely correct, but
Right, the right way. That would be really dope. I would definitely have to get that pair for sure.
okay. So is the Bread 11 one of those shoes where no matter how many times it comes out, you're buying it every time?
Every time.
Okay. I'm like that about the Black
Every
S6.
Yeah. Oh yes. I got those too. That's a really dope shoe. So, but I have to have the Bread 11s every time they release. And it's funny because normally it's around Christmas, so it just makes it that more special for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I think only only the original came out like I think the original came out like April of '96, but every other release
Mm,
holiday 01, 08, 12,
right.
19.
hmm
Were you into the countdown packs?
So at the time I wasn't, and it's so funny because I feel like I missed out on so much because I wasn't paying attention at that time. And then so even looking back now and wishing because I could have had all of that. And I'm like, man, I just wish my eyes were open at that time. So yeah.
Like I remember when I started working for Villa, well now it's DTLR.
hmm
That was at the very end of 2010, and we still had grade school countdown packs.
Wow.
The 11 and 12 one was the only one I don't think we had, but we had the 3 and the 20. We had 7 and 16, and they were all like 5 through 7Y. You know,
hmm Right, of course.
stuff that was just that would be flying out the shelves now. It was such a different time back then.
Definitely. It really was. It made me feel like they always say, you don't appreciate something until it's gone. And now I'm like, I feel like those days are gone. So I really wish that I would have appreciated them more. But I also was doing other things at that time. So it just wasn't that important at that time. But I wish I would have. Yeah, I would still have them. But twin mother said you make her want the OG structures.
It's a great shoe, you know.
hmm
Get a pair too.
I see. Yeah. Wow. But no, I definitely, just looking at your lives, I see how knowledgeable you are, and it makes sense. I mean, you said 24 years of collecting and just being working at all the stores and being into sports and everything. So this has definitely been very dope for me. I learned a lot from your lives as well. So I appreciate you for having me on.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I mean, I hope that we can do this again. So,
Of course, anytime, just let me know.
and I also wanted to say thank you again. Even the time difference, I was a little worried about that.
But it's okay. I make time. So it's been a little bit more convenient because I'm still working from home most of the time. So that helps. But it worked out. It's my Friday. So it's all good.
It means that when we do this again, it probably should be on a Thursday.
But it could be a Thursday, it could be a Friday, whatever works.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you as well.
I'll be, looking through your pictures like I always do. Like,
Likewise. Yes. And I'll be looking at your YouTube videos so I could get some ideas.
all right, for sure, for sure. A lot of my stuff
hmm
is my movie. You know.
Right. Right. I got you. Definitely.
All right. Well, thank you, and I will see you soon.
Thank Yes. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Peace out. Thank you.
You too. Thanks.